The weather was miserable. The mood wasn't. Hundreds of people gathered at Piccadilly Gardens yesterday to protest against British airstrikes being extended to Syria. The meeting was organised by the Greater Manchester Stop the War coalition in a bid to put pressure on MPs who were debating the issue in Westminster.
We want to stop them from voting for war. As we are out here on the streets in Manchester, the politicians are debating which way they're going to vote, and really we want to make sure they hear us and say no.
Are you having a problem with bombing at all, or is just this strategy which doesn't stack up?
Well, clearly bombing doesn't work. It's never worked in the Middle East. We haven't managed to have any decent outcome from bombing. You know, Iraq was a disaster, Afghanistan was a disaster, Libya was a disaster. It's massive. It's caused masses of bloodshed in the Middle East. It's also resulted in more people hating us, and at the same time, you know, huge numbers of refugees.
So what should we do? Just sit around?
No, I think we should allow the countries themselves to deal with the issues. We as a British state should stop selling weapons to all sides. We should stop supporting dictators. We should get out of the Middle East and let the people of the region deal with the issues at hand.
I'm disgusted with some Labour MPs who ostensibly are on the left who don't understand what's going on. I think the main thing about it is ridiculous statements about these 70,000 soldiers that they haven't got a clue who they are, where they are and what they're going to do, and these wonderful missiles that apparently can take out a terrorist in the middle of Piccadilly Gardens and leave the guy next to him without touch. It's just ridiculous propaganda, and it's always the same sort of propaganda.
There's already 12 countries bombing Syria. A 13th is not going to make a blind bit of difference. All that this is about is David Cameron saying that Britain is still important on the world stage, we're still an important power, and we still have a say at what goes on in the Middle East.
Then they marched. By the time they got to the end of Portland Street, the crowd was 2,000 strong and vocal.
Come on, Syria! Come on, Syria! Come on, Syria! Come on, Syria! Come on, Syria!
We tried to gauge the mood of Mancunians outside the protest line. Not much war jingoism there either.
I've been out all day working, so I haven't heard the full details of everything. But all I know is I don't want war. And these people seem to be saying things that I agree with, so I thought I'd follow with them because I agree also.
No, I just think a diplomatic resolution is the way to go. Diplomatic resolution is the way to go. I think war doesn't achieve anything, and by sitting down and standing together is the way to go.
But later in the evening, MPs voted decisively for the airstrikes, with 66 Labour MPs supporting the government. So the question now begs itself.
If they vote yes for war, are you going to be disheartened?
No, I think people will be even more angry and out on the streets.
Adam Farkas, that's Manchester.